vitiligo have strengthened me beyond measures. I know how to deal with pain. I have a high tolerance of pain. God have allowed me to know I'm resilient. That's why I was able to walk this walk like this. That's why He have chose me for this journey to be a public traveling motivational speaker. He gave me this task because I passed the task He set upon my body.
Welcome, Peoria. I'm Ahavah Mauré, and this is Mike's Uncut. We have filmed 11 fabulous episodes down at Lit on Fire at the Sunbeam Building, and we're forever grateful for that. But today, I decided to try something new. And in the spirit of that, I'm so excited to introduce our next guest. Miss Tina Hobson is very inspirational, and that's exactly why she's a motivational speaker. She has suffered from the skin disorder vitiligo since a very young age, but she didn't ever let that deter her. She's had various speaking engagements where she motivates and encourages others to take this disorder by the horns and speak out and not be crushed by the fear that can be associated with it. Tina travels all over the country with this message and is also the executive producer of her upcoming film, Judged at First Sight, where she goes into further detail and takes a closer look at this disorder and some of the concerns and attitudes and stereotypes that accompany it. I'm very excited to introduce Miss Tina. Thank you so very much for being here with us. Yes. You're a member of a large family. Do you have 6 siblings, is it?
Actually, I do. I had 5 brothers and 1 sister.
How old were you when you got diagnosed with vitiligo?
I was actually 8 years old.
That's very young to have something so powerful happen in your life like that.
Absolutely. Especially being with the fact that back then when I was diagnosed, no one in my family, my extended family, my friends
knew what it was,
had ever heard of it, never seen it. So yes, it was.
How did you cope with something so gargantuan?
Faith. Even as a kid, I had a strong relationship with God because my mother brought us up in church, morning, noon, evening, night. So that's where it all started at.
So you said that your family was very supportive of you, but I imagine as a child and even your siblings, that still might have been something that was very terrifying. Can you recall some of your early experiences, even before you were diagnosed, but when you were becoming aware that something was wrong, that you were different as an 8-year-old?
Right. I actually always knew I was different even before the vitiligo because I had a lot of special qualities as a young girl. At 8 years old, I was out playing basketball all the time with the other people in my projects back home in St. Louis where I'm from. Volleyball. I was running. So I always knew I was special. So when I did get diagnosed with the skin disorder vitiligo, I didn't quite understand it enough to actually be terrified. I knew something was wrong because I had the white blemishes popping up on my skin. Wasn't talked about much though. Even going to school, even once it started coming out more, I had a very strong support system even as friends, where like nowadays, even back then, people would taunt you or tease you a lot. I was fortunate and blessed enough to know that even when people make the slightest joke, to defend myself and to stand up so that they won't think that they could take advantage to make this a joking manner.
And if it hurt, you're not going to see me.
Yes, there you go. Absolutely.
I absolutely love your message. Thank you. You basically said it didn't define you. You were different and special for a lot of reasons, and having that disorder was something that affected you, but it didn't define you. And that really is the crux of a healthy and positive attitude, even at that young age.
Absolutely. Because again, like I said, back then it wasn't seen, no one had heard of it. And to take it a step farther, I walked around for actually 20 years, over 20 years, maybe like 22 years, never seen a single person in my entire life with it. So of course I started to question God. It was like, why me? what's wrong, because now I'm starting to understand as the teenagers go in, you know, and playing sports when I'm shooting balls, you know, a couple friends may say, you know, it's the lights on your fingertips that got you shooting like that, you know, and we'll kind of laugh it off, but at the same time, I had another special gift. I knew how to case and zone, so I had that gift of gab to be able to get you off of me, so that was something I had going for me as well. But at that young age when I was diagnosed, God immediately let me know He was using me for an example to the world. And as a kid, I didn't quite understand that.
Do you have people that on site are aware that it is a disorder, or do you have people that when they engage with you, you become aware that they don't know?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, first of all, I experienced that journey for so many years. Like I said, I walked around for over 20 some years without seeing a single individual. So of course, I'm not seeing them, and the people that I'm encountering all traveling all over the world as a young person. People would stop, they would stare, they would look, and they would whisper, and sometimes they would just right out say like, oh my God, I've never seen it, what's wrong? Some people thought I was burned. People knew something was wrong, they just never seen it.
And people who you don't know are inquiring?
Oh, yes.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely. Some of them they would inquire with their eyes, not physically saying anything, but with their eyes, and then me or my husband may address them like, hey, is something wrong? You want to ask me something? Like that.
How does that make you feel?
Actually, it made me feel better to talk about it than when people stare. The stare was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
More so even with the kids. We know kids are, you know, they're curious. They don't mean any harm.
Kids are excusable.
Right, they're excusable.
Adults,
right,
somewhere along the way,
right.
you should have learned.
Well, however, even with the kids, they're excusable, but when they're with their parents, that takes it to another level. The parents need to educate their kids
Absolutely.
to not be rude.
Absolutely.
So I've experienced where...
In whatever capacity.
There you go, absolutely. So I would experience like, even when the kids would say something, it didn't bother me. It's like, oh, there was babies, but they would keep going, and the parents just sitting there smiling. That wasn't
Not
a good feeling. That wasn't a good feeling, you know. So I've endured that, and God also allowed me to know that I started my ministry way back then, because a lot of
What kind of ministry?
Your ministry is like, a lot of people think ministry is when you up talking in front of thousands or hundreds of people. It's not. My ministry started way back when I was a kid, from going through all the airports, the gas stations, the train stations, bus stations, my jobs of employments, the malls, everywhere I walked, everywhere in the world. People stared, they pointed, they sniggered, some asked questions. So I've always had to explain what was going on with
So
me.
you ministered through your voice.
So I ministered by explaining in my voice, allowing people to know this is what's going on with me. This is something that God has allowed to happen to me, and I've accepted it. I'm comfortable with who I am in the skin that I'm in, and I allow people to know that by my walk, my journey, even through my smiles.
And your happiness. You took the words right out of my
even my
mouth.
smiles. I just refuse to be defined because I already knew what God was
You have
doing.
such a big personality. Absolutely. And there's positivity that radiates from you. Absolutely. There's several reasons, I can only speak for myself, why an individual might be drawn to you. And I don't think there's anything wrong with being curious, but it's all the way in the way you approach someone and the respect that you choose to have or not have.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you have any insight as to why you would be discriminated against in an employment or career setting? It's not as if you have any kind of infectious disease or are contagious.
You know, we're in a diverse world. You're going to find prejudice everywhere you go in the world. And a lot of time when you use the word prejudice, discriminatory, people seem to think you're talking about race. You know?
That is the immediate.
There you go. And that's not. Discriminatory just come in all size, shapes, and fashion. Whether it's big, small, person may not even hire you because they feel like, oh, you're intimidating, you're too beautiful to be up in here. You're going to intimidate, take away from me, or what have you. So that's what was going on with me. I had job, just come up, fill out my paperwork, and when I show up, and it's me,
never seen you
the
before.
voice didn't line up with
What
the
has
look.
changed? Absolutely.
Yeah, so immediately that position was taken, or they have more interviews to do, and instantly I knew what it was. But again, it didn't deter me. It just made me like, wow, another stumbling block. That's all, just a little stumble. You know, just allowed me to know what God is still was opening me up to be able to see. This is the way to the Lord.
How old were you when the disorder was the dominant, when all of the pigment had pretty much
I was very,
was lost from
when
your
I was
skin?
in the heart, I always say the heart of it. It hit my face when I was 24. It hit my face. That was the second time. Because it actually hit my face when I was 13. And then prayed and I prayed. It came over my eyes. And I remember when it came over my eyes, it was during the summer of my 7th grade year before I went into the 8th grade. And of course it made me look like I was blind because I had no pigment over my eyes. And I'm not lying, that was very, very detrimental and scary to me.
Absolutely.
I was very popular in school by then. Like I said, track star, basketball star, volleyball star. I dominated everything I did through the grace of God. I was gifted, so I was very popular. People was drawn to me. And I just remember just praying and asking God, like, please don't do this to me. People with vitiligo, we are pretty much, you have other things that could be associated with it, but for the most part, we're pretty healthy. Only problem we have is mostly like being in direct sunlight. It would burn us really bad. You know.
I know it's found amongst various races, but I think
races.
all races, but I think a common factor is that it might be associated with poor autoimmune systems.
It is. Yes, it is. Melanocytes, we lose those. So as you lose those, you start losing the color. That's what holds it.
Okay.
And that's a good thing too, because a lot of people think it's just an African American.
Right. No,
it's actually in every.
It's just more noticeable.
And that's what it is.
That's what it is.
As for me, as people that know me back then, I was very, very dark skinned.
Okay.
So mine really stood out versus as if you had it. You would see it and it'd be like, okay, I can see that. But if you put me up against you when I was the color of your outfit you have on, and then mine just was. And to this day, I've never seen anyone that was as dark as me to have it. I've never seen that still to this day.
What do you want people to know who might approach you who don't know you, or even your friends who refer to your light tips and that's why you're being them a ball, not just because they're so. What do you want people to know about you and about this disorder?
I just want people to know that this vitiligo has strengthened me beyond measures. I know how to deal with pain. I have a high tolerance of pain. God have allowed me to know I'm resilient. That's why I was able to walk this walk like this. That's why He have chose me for this journey to be a public traveling motivational speaker. He gave me this task because I passed the task He set upon my body. He allowed me to know.
You strongly believe that you were an instrument.
Oh yes, and that's what it was. And I allowed God to play me on every key and every note He wanted to, with all the points and the fingers and the stares and the glares and the whispering. That was all a test of endurance. And God wanted to see how I was going to handle it. Absolutely. And so that's why I've been blessed to have the journey that I do now, to be able to go in and inspire through my life and showing all my many pictures. And it's funny that I love to be in front of the camera. I took pictures, hundreds and thousands of pictures everywhere I went, and I did not know until God started using me in my purpose to know that it was He that was in me that allowed me to be who I am, to be able to document my journey so that I wouldn't just tell His story, I would show His glory. You know, and so through the pictures they could see through my life. So the gift that He's blessed me to be able to do, where I'm empowering and uplifting from kids to teenagers to adult women, even older women.
And do you think your family being so supportive
oh my God,
had played a major role in that, versus in any sphere, any realm where children don't have that support at home first?
Yes.
And do you feel that affected the way you face the world and interacted with it?
Absolutely, all of that played a big factor. Having the type of mother I had, my siblings, and then to because this was a hard journey, but it was well with my soul because I knew it was a gift from the man above. However, I also learned, like I told my kids, it wasn't about me. It had nothing to do with me. It was about my family. It was about everybody else around me for them to get a message out of it. So even people look at me and like, wow, how did you do that? It was through God. But more importantly, my husband, my kids, they endured this as much as me. My kids had to fight over this, and they have even came back and said, man, Mom, watching your walk and your journey, you have just gave us strength beyond measures.
What were some of the issues that...
Oh, of course, they'll tell their mom, kids get into it and they go straight for the punch. Your spotted up mother.
What was it, the focus more so the disorder or naming or slurs?
The naming of the, just calling them.
Or was it just the attention at all?
No, they would call me names to my kids. My kids would come home sometimes emotional about Mom, I got into the school and they called you a spotted up cow. Or they said that you're two-tone mother.
That's horrible.
Yes, you're 101 Dalmatian. Oh God, I even heard it. I've heard it. I heard when people talked about me without opening their mouth. I could hear them when I walk by and I could just turn around and their face would tell everything.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine what my kids went through.
It's such a shame how threatened we feel.
Oh, absolutely.
By diversity, or even by someone just simply being different. Whether it's a disorder or not, whether it's just, skin complexion.
Right.
We have these things. And it's such a shame how threatened we feel in our own autonomy by that.
It's funny you say that too, because I experienced so many times, and I look back on it and it's like, why did my vitiligo, me having this,
make you feel so disgruntled?
No, it didn't. No, it didn't.
No, others.
Right. Why was they more upset about what was going on with me? And they had more of a problem with it than I had myself, because they didn't understand that I knew myself.
They're so offended.
I knew my self-worth, and they didn't understand it. It wasn't for them to understand because it was me that was dealing with this. So it was unfortunate that a lot of people didn't make it into my present. They're not going into my future because they put a hawk on me as soon as they say this. Like,
you mean associations that you have?
Oh yeah, I mean, some people that just came in contact with me that didn't even get to know the beautiful person I am.
Absolutely.
Because as soon as they see this, it's like, what's wrong? What happened? Without me hearing them. But that's what they're doing. They'll stand off. And some of those same people have kind of like resurfaced. And me being the person that I am, I still embrace people. It's people that don't like me right now. They say things like, who am I to be going around talking and speaking to people or whatever. But it's not for them to know. I'm just doing the will of God. And I thank God He used me for the journey. I thank God that I know my purpose now in life, and all of the endurance that I went through, it was for God's glory. And that's who getting the glory out of it. Every time I go on the platform, every time I speak to people. And even like now, I'm still going through it.
Well, you know what they say, if you don't have haters, you're not doing something right.
That's it. That's it. And so people just, they don't even understand that I'm still going through it. I have things that's said about me from what I do for a living. I drive the city bus, so I'm experiencing people from all walks of life.
Right.
And so it's even been brought back to me where people have said they don't like me. The white girl that want to be black so bad, not knowing. I'm not trying to be something that I am. I'm African American.
Well,
I'm not white. I'm not light. I'm light.
That is
I
so
am light. Yeah.
Just too ignorant for words.
Yeah. So people think I'm mixed. People think I'm white, and so I'm still explaining my journey on it daily. This is what's going on with me. I'm losing my color.
We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to take a closer look into Tina and her documentary, Judge at First Sight, and see what kind of future projects she has going on. Stay tuned.
And then that was it. And she walked outside like, poof. And I was amazed at that often. knowing that my kids are playing basketball up here at this gym. We gotta go up there. There's gonna be some people. I just think about this. You know, there's gonna be some people who have never seen you that's gonna be wowed by it. It's gonna be like some kid that's never seen you, some parent, some idiot. And you'll be like,
I am Tina Integrity Hobson, and I have vitiligo.
Okay, I don't have time to look at it, but I don't need to look at it. Thanks, Nick. I know it's perfect. Soft Glamour Beauty. What do you guys think? All about to go? Soft Glamour Beauty. Hit her up. I'll let you go. Tina, I just love your energy, and I love how you decided not to be a victim of your circumstances or allow yourself to succumb to the fears. You had every reason to be afraid, every reason to give up, every reason to believe the naysayers. Was there ever a moment where you just felt like, I can't do this, or I don't want to be in the forefront in front of the lights anymore?
Oh God, yeah. If anyone tell you anything different, they're not being true within themselves. You can deal with so many things on your body, but when it hit that face, it takes you to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
And I stand here before God and say, absolutely, I've had those moments at times.
How did you pull through?
Prayer, and just believing in who I was. I know that even with this disfiguring, I still can be the woman that God has created me to be, and that's what I chose to do.
That's right.
So I wasn't going to play the pity party. That was not allowed in my world.
So Tina, how can we get a hold of you? Do you have any upcoming events?
Absolutely. I have one actually coming up next month, September the 23rd. It's called Improving Our Own Conditions, sponsored by Carl A. Holloway. And actually I also have a list of others coming up at the different schools. I have yet to get the dates, but I will be going into the schools to do some speaking, uplifting, encouraging, try to cut down on some of this bullying, because if you're lacking that self-esteem, if you're lacking that confidence, that's part of what can cause you to be bullied. So yeah, God is really using me for so many different platforms, and I'm honored to be a part of it.
And you know what? Not just what might attract the bullying, but also confidence and feeling self-secure, having your identity. Also, I think is a predictor of how you handle it too.
Absolutely.
Because you can't just eliminate it altogether.
Right.
Can we find those events on your website?
Oh, absolutely. My website will be up and going by the end of next month. It's called judgethatfirstsight.com. Look me up. You can leave me messages, anything you would like to see coming up, or anything you would like to use me for.
And let her know if you want to be on the show.
Let me know if you want to be on my show.
Awesome sauce. Miss Tina Hobson, producer and executive producer of her film, Judged at First Sight, and most importantly, motivational speaker, who does not let pity parties have any way in her life or her future when it comes to advocating on behalf of herself and others. I'm Ahavah Mauré, and this is Mike's Uncut.